There are some extremely popular drinks, which many of us consume daily, that are linked to a significant increase in stroke risk after the age of 60. They are everywhere, in our refrigerators, at family parties, in our shopping carts every time we go to the supermarket. They are a familiar part of life. As a physician, there are medical truths that I feel a responsibility to share directly and clearly. And this is one of them. A stroke can rob us of our independence. It can take away the ability to communicate with our spouse, the ability to tell stories to our grandchildren, and the joy of moving freely in our own homes. What is most concerning is that some of these drinks wear the disguise of being healthy, sugar-free, or even a part of our social culture. Seniors, welcome back to Healthy Steps Seniors, your dedicated channel for evidence-based health and wellness for older adults. We are committed to providing trusted, practical, and easy-to-understand medical knowledge to empower you to live healthier, more independent, and fulfilling lives every day. If you find this health information valuable, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel, and leaving a comment below so we can build a vibrant, healthy community together. Today, with expert consultation from our team of cardiologists and nutritionists, we will examine solid scientific evidence. Prestigious long-term research projects like the Framingham Heart Study have provided the medical community with invaluable warnings about how different types of beverages affect the health of our blood vessels. So, what are these silent enemies hiding in our refrigerators and on our party tables? Today, we will address not just one, but 3 main groups of drinks that require special attention. The purpose of this video is to arm you with comprehensive knowledge. In the coming minutes, we will together, first, specifically unmask 3 high-risk drink groups and explain the unique mechanism of harm for each. Second, I will provide a list of 5 wonderful alternative drinks that help protect and nourish your heart and brain. This is a video to upgrade your choices. Now, we will analyze each risk group in detail so you can understand what is truly happening inside your body. The first and most common risk group is sugary drinks. This category includes not only carbonated sodas and energy drinks, but also bottled sweet teas and coffees, and especially commercial fruit juice, a drink that has been stripped of nearly all its precious fiber. The core problem with them lies in how our body must cope with the huge amount of sugar delivered in liquid form. This process triggers a chain of adverse biochemical events. First, to handle the flood of sugar, the pancreas is forced to produce a large amount of insulin. If repeated frequently, this condition leads to insulin resistance, a dangerous stepping stone to type 2 diabetes. At the same time, high blood sugar is a potent inflammatory agent, damaging the inner lining of the arteries, making them stiff and prone to plaque formation. Our liver, when overloaded, will also convert this excess sugar into triglycerides, a type of bad blood fat. All of these factors, insulin resistance, inflammation, and distorted blood fats, contribute directly to increased blood pressure. These mechanisms are not just theoretical. Large-scale studies like the Framingham Heart Study, through decades of following thousands of people, have clearly confirmed the link between regular consumption of this drink group and an increased risk of stroke. Therefore, our definitive advice at Healthy Steps Seniors is to consider this group of drinks as something that should not be in your daily diet. The second risk group we need to discuss frankly is alcohol. There is a common misconception about the cardiovascular benefits of a small amount of wine, but when it comes to stroke risk in older adults, the risks are clear and significant. Alcohol attacks our vascular health through two main pathways. First, it is a direct cause of high blood pressure, according to data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Persistently high blood pressure puts enormous stress on the walls of the blood vessels in the brain. The second pathway, and perhaps even more dangerous, is its ability to cause atrial fibrillation, AFib. This is a serious heart rhythm disorder. Alcohol can directly affect the heart's electrical system, causing the atria to contract chaotically instead of rhythmically. This chaos creates ideal conditions for blood clots to form. If a blood clot from the heart travels to the brain, it will cause an ischemic stroke, one of the most severe types of stroke. This link is so strong that the American Heart Association has stated that even moderate alcohol consumption increases the risk of atrial fibrillation. So what is the safe threshold? For stroke prevention after 60, the evidence-based answer is that no threshold is considered entirely risk-free.
The final group is perhaps the most surprising, as it targets those who are striving to protect their health. Diet drinks containing artificial sweeteners. These zero-sugar products are not necessarily the safe alternative many believe them to be. The exact mechanism is still being clarified, but leading scientific hypotheses focus on metabolic disruption. The intense sweetness, without accompanying calories, can trick and disrupt the body's response to real sugar in the future. Furthermore, initial evidence suggests these sweeteners can alter the balance of the gut microbiome, a system that is crucial in regulating the body's inflammation. This is not speculation. A significant observational study in the journal Stroke sounded an alarm when it found a link between high consumption of diet drinks and an increased risk of stroke in postmenopausal women. When long-term safety has not been proven, the wisest choice is caution. Instead of seeking an artificial substitute, we recommend returning to natural options. Those are the three main drink groups you need to identify and reconsider. This information may be very direct, but it is necessary for protecting your precious health. Now we will shift entirely to positive and practical solutions. Remember, our goal is not to forbid, but to upgrade your choices.
Before we get into the list of 5 choices, I want to talk about the process of change. Changing a habit is never easy. If you were drinking 2 cans of soda a day, don't try to quit immediately. Start by replacing 1 can with one of the following options. That is already a victory. The next week, try replacing both. Be kind to yourself in this process. Now, here are the 5 smart alternatives our team of experts recommends. Choice number 1, upgraded infused water. This is the foundation of all substitutions. But plain water doesn't have to be boring. Upgrade it by adding herbs like mint, a few slices of cucumber, or a thin slice of lemon or orange. The dual benefit here is that you not only hydrate your body without calories, but you also add a small amount of vitamins and antioxidants, while creating a beverage with a subtle flavor that helps you forget about sweets. Choice number 2, unsweetened herbal teas. This is a wonderful option with many diverse health benefits. In particular, I want to highlight hibiscus tea. Not just a safe beverage, hibiscus tea is also recognized by the American Heart Association for its ability to help lower blood pressure naturally. Other types, like ginger tea, have anti-inflammatory effects, and chamomile tea helps relax the nervous system. Choose a tea you enjoy and drink it without adding sugar. Choice number 3, green tea or black coffee. If you need a little caffeine, these are the top choices. The dual benefit of green tea lies in the compound EGCG, an extremely powerful antioxidant that has been shown to protect the lining of blood vessel walls and improve blood circulation. Black coffee, without sugar and heavy cream, is also a rich source of antioxidants. The prerequisite for both is no added sugar. Choice number 4, Unsweetened sparkling water. For those who love the fizzy sensation of soda, this is the perfect replacement. It satisfies the addiction to the physical sensation without any of the harm. The dual benefit is that you can soothe your soda craving while also hydrating your body. To enhance the flavor, squeeze in a wedge of lime or add a few frozen berries. Choice number 5. Controlled homemade smoothies. This is the option that requires the most thought, but is also the most nutritious. A proper smoothie is not just a drink, it's a complete light meal. Our formula always includes fiber, use plenty of leafy greens like spinach, low-sugar fruit, just a small amount of berries, protein, a scoop of unsweetened Greek yogurt or protein powder, a healthy fat, a spoonful of chia seeds or almond butter. The dual benefit here is that you not only get a delicious drink, but you also consume a balanced meal that helps stabilize blood sugar, provide sustained energy, and support muscle health. So we have journeyed through an important topic together, from identifying the dangers in everyday drinks to discovering smart and nutritious alternatives. The core message I want to leave you with today is this: your vascular health and stroke risk are largely within your control. They are determined by the small choices we make every day. Replacing a can of soda with a cup of herbal tea is not just a small action. It is a powerful commitment to the health of your heart and brain, an affirmation that you value your independence and clarity for the years to come. Now it's your turn. Which of the 5 smart choices are you interested in and will try this week? Share your plan with us in the comments below. Writing down your commitment is a powerful step. And if you found this video helpful and valuable, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to the Healthy Steps Seniors channel so you don't miss important medical information in our next videos. Please share this video with your loved ones because this knowledge could truly save someone's life. One of the biggest factors in stroke is high blood pressure. If you're interested in controlling your blood pressure naturally, please click on the video now on your screen about 5 foods that help lower blood pressure quickly that we have produced. Thank you for your time and attention. Stay healthy.